Okay, so today is March 12th. So we'll start over here. And so we look up top here and see where it says March 12th up there, 11:14. So I had a little bit left of my stuff in the pipe, so I just finished that up this morning. And that's the last of that stuff because I have to draw the line somewhere. If I'm trying to achieve what I'm trying to accomplish here, I need to put that crystal stuff away and the activity, the spiritual warfare away, so I can focus on myself. In order to do that, I need to become sober. I need to stop climaxing. I need to start eating healthy, start exercising and stuff like that. But I can't do that for 2 months because it takes 2 months for crystal meth to leave your system. So I didn't include this in the video, but you might want to check it out. Like stay in the system. So that's usually the one I watch up there, or this one here. This lady here is a good one. So you watch her. She'll tell you that it stays in your system for 2 months. Okay, so 2 months. So starting today, which is March 12th, I'd have to go with basically April 12th, May 12th. So basically on May 13th, I would imagine I could probably start exercising because I don't want to exercise with that stuff in my system. And that's the mistake I did last time. Like the last time I was exercising, I didn't. Was that here? 12th. Yeah, I'd probably start on the 15th just to be safe. So around the middle of the month of May is when I could start. I would say May 15th is when it'd be safe for me to start exercising. 'Cause the mistake I made before in my other videos is that I was running, but I was running with the meth still in my system, which is basically running or trying to purify myself or purify the bad guys. So by allowing that stuff to get out of my system, it takes 2 months. When I begin running then in May, I'll be running as a pure person, and um, I won't be manipulated like I was last because that's what they did. They manipulated me into running while still carrying that stuff in my system for 2 months, which was it didn't do me any good. So this time when I begin running in May 15th, sober, having I had the meth out of my system for 2 months, I'll be running sober, and that's going to make a world of difference. So today's the 12th. So like I said, I did the last of that stuff I had up, and um, tomorrow's going to be Friday the 13th. That's you wouldn't think anything of that, but to me it has significance. So I'm gonna explain it. So it goes with this trailer here, Friday the 13th. So if you watch this trailer, there's a mother at the beginning talking of the trailer. She says, "Did you know a young boy drowned here? Um, he was my son, and today is his birthday." You wouldn't know what that means, but it's in reference to tomorrow being Friday the 13th. And me doing the last of my stuff, like leaving the crystal meth and spiritual warfare behind on this day here. On this day here, today, the 12th, is the day when I'm becoming like a Buddhist monk. Like I have to take a vow of celibacy, and I have to take a vow of, whatever it may else be, like no drugs, no alcohol, no climaxing, no self stimulation, no basically I can't be getting I can't be eating improperly. Well, I could eat improperly because I have to live off of food that I get from the food bank. But in May, I'll have access to money because my mother usually gets some. She gets a rather large sum of money from leasing her property on the First Nation. Well, usually, what she does is she buys me the food that I need for my diet. So in May, when she gets her money, I'll rely on her to buy me that food that I need to eat properly and build the muscle that I need. So because today is the last day I'm done. Tomorrow's Friday the 13th. There's I think of tomorrow as being my day when I'm starting fresh and new. So that's what that means. When tomorrow's Friday the 13th, it's like I'm being reborn again, like a reborn again person. So it's like, did you know a young boy, John here? He was my son. And today is his birthday. So when you hear that lady talking, it's in reference to the grandmother of all creation talking to you, every single person out there, letting you know that, I'm her son. At some point in time, I probably drowned here, like, um, by carrying on with the crystal meth, because the lake that they talk about here, it's called Camp Crystal Lake. So I theorized that if I carry on with this crystal meth and spiritual warfare past tomorrow, I'll end up dead somehow, some way. So by stopping that crystal meth and the spiritual warfare, I'll survive. So that's what she's talking about when she says, "Did you know a young boy drowned here? He was my son, and today's his birthday." And then you'll hear them talk about Camp Crystal Lake. So basically, it means by me carrying on with the crystal meth spiritual warfare past Friday the 13th, I'm going to end up dead somehow, somewhere. Either it allows them to come over here and do me harm, or I can't do what needs to be necessary for me to protect myself, which is to build muscle, become sober, and allow that my UFOs from the elemental universe to come into this universe. That's what I'm trying to accomplish here. So, did you know a young boy drowned here? He was my son, Anthony. And today is his birthday. Is what she's trying to tell you. Meaning, tomorrow I'm a new person. So I want you to remember that going forward. Tomorrow, everything that I've told you is being left behind in the past. And anything that the AI is going to come over here and try to shove down your throat, just know that I've left that in the past. Today, tomorrow. At the end, she says, his name was Jason, and today is his birthday. All that means is it's like tomorrow on the Friday the 13th, it's like I'm being reborn again. Now, the hockey mask, there's just an association to my ex, whom I wanted to get with down in London, because she plays hockey. So basically, it's just grandmother's way of letting her know, you guys know that, there's an association to her playing hockey, and her being my original choice, but I can't get with her because she's with that other guy, and it's just there's too much red tape involved. So that's why I've selected Olivia as the new mother. So that's the significance of the hockey mask. But also the fact that there's a crystal meth. It's called another name. It's called ice. So there's an association with ice, because it's a goalie mask. It's like trying to protect mankind from allowing the bad team to score a goal on us. Basically, is this the other significance. Now, this year's that's my stepdaughter. That's her account there. And she down here says everything's her just plan. So, um, that's the person I worked with today, twice, like that, up here. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, maybe that'll help you understand a little bit better. Okay. So this is a song that's related to that. It's about me going home. I always wanted to exit on a high note, like not literally a high note, but rather leave the spiritual warfare side behind and go back to who I used to be, and that's who I used to be, and I know that's who everyone used to be. So, or everyone still is. So, going home is a reference to me going back to that. So I can at least say now going forward that that's where I finished up at this vision quest after 10 years. 10 years, and then finishing up on a high note. So I'm going home. Where when he says your love has always been enough for me, it's in reference to that. Like I don't want to say too much, but you know, I'm going home where I'm comfortable being at. but I want to go past that. Actually, you know what I mean? If you know what I mean, right? So that's the reference to what this song is about here. So let me see that try word there, but then it says try, and then it's like a daughter. So that's her saying, "Hey, Dad, try. You know, I'm sending a message to you. You know, try a little bit harder. Come home." In other words. Um, so this video here, it's train spotting. So I remember when I first got with Sherry, I was heavily into drinking and drugs. Um, but I used this particular scene in the movie to help me get off that. It's like what's the word for it? That's the word for that. Like motivation. Like, I use it as motivation to set my mind on wanting to become a better person. And I actually was able to quit the drinking and drugging because of this particular movie scene. So I've already used it in the past to put down the bottle and drugs, so that I could be a better father for Sherry's children. And I've done it and I've done it in the past. I've used it as motivation, and I'm using it again as motivation to put the drugs down. Because I don't drink, but it's just the issue with the drug. So when you watch this, it's about me, like geez, I don't know how long ago it is now, like 25 years ago now, using it to become a better person. So basically, what he says in here is now, he says, "Now I've justified this to myself in all sorts of ways. It wasn't a big deal, just a minor betrayal." So, or we don't grown each other, that sort of thing. I may not understand what that means now, but you will eventually. So basically, when I work with people's spirits, up in the brain, there's a certain attachment to that um I'm going to get stigmatized with, and you need to know that that's just part of the investigation as a police officer. That sometimes to bring down evil, you have to infiltrate their ranks. Sort of like a police officer when he's trying to bring down a drug cartel, he has to become the drug cartel, and he has to act like the drug cartel. He has to turn bad, in other words, to bring down the bad guys, right? So same metaphor. So if we don't grow in each other, it means that I'm going home. I'm not, these past 10 years, I wasn't really at home. I've been away for a long time, but now I'm going back home to where I've always been. That's what he's talking about there. I'm outgrowing the spirits that I've been working with for the past 10 years, and the AI and my primordial children, like my primordial goddess daughter, who's like the main puppet, right? Like there's grandmother, evil grandmother, evil mother. Those are the ones that I tend to work with, but I work vicariously through the spirits, like my stepdaughter, or even Leia or Tatum. Like I work with their spirits that are up in the brain. So I'm outgrowing all of that. I'm leaving that behind. That's what he's talking about there. So, but he says, let's face it, I ripped them off, my so-called mates. So mates in terms of like somebody you mate with, that's what he's basically talking about. And a lot of this information that I gathered at the beginning of Vision Quest was through spiritual warfare. Like in order to get the information, you have to make the spirit climax, and that when the spirit climaxes, there's like information exchange from their subconscious into my subconscious. It gets stored there, but the mechanism by which to release those secrets is my human climax. And when I climax, having worked with that spirit, all their secrets didn't come flooding into my consciousness, and I used to write them down in my journal so that I would have these epiphanies, and I would remember them, and then I'd formulate the theories that I put forth for mankind. So basically, I'm just stealing their secrets. In other words, what that means. So why did I do it? I did it because I was told to do it at the very beginning of the Vision Quest. There's 2 letters that I wrote to the community that will be public record sometime soon, where you can read what I told the community. I said, I'm being told to do do things that are outside my normal character. I don't know why I'm being told to do them, but I'm doing them. And I'm being told that we're the creators and that this and that, right? So I told my community what I was doing, what was being asked of me. So why did I do it? Well, because it was being asked of me by the spirits that are the good side of creation to do what I was being told to do. That's why I did it. And then the more I got into it, the more things shifted. Like I did it because of my son, my family, right? And then I did it because of finding out about that girl down in London that I wanted to get with, and she was my biggest reason why I kept doing what I was doing, because I wanted her to understand who she was. But as years went on, now we're going on like 8-9 years that she's been in love with the person that she's in love with. Now that I'm just completely out of the picture, and it took me this long to realize that. I thought maybe if I did the book, I could rekindle that old flame with her, and we could carry on. But that's not the way this story ends. So I did it for my son. I did it for her. I did it for my community. I did it for mankind. To save you guys. That's why I did it. And now these last, I'd say a couple of months. It's been about a month now since I've learned this. Who my new soulmate is, which in Olivia, right? So this lately, I've done it for her. Like, this last one with working with who I worked with this morning twice. That's basically like for me having closure after 10 years, leaving that behind. And for her as well. Like at least she can know that. Well, at least that guy after 10 years, he went out on a high note, and he didn't have to look back as the other stuff that he did. So, from that aspect, it's for her as well. So, why did I do it? I did it to save everybody and to get rid of these evil dummies that don't know how to listen. So, I could offer a million answers, all false. So, the truth is, I'm a bad person. I'm not a bad person. I did bad things to save you, and there's a difference. So, I'm a good person. You can ask anybody in the community. I've always been an upstanding citizen. And that letter that I wrote to the community, it outlines that I'm being asked to do things that are outside of my character. So there's evidence there that states that I'm a good person, being asked to do bad things. Now that I'm done after 10 years, I'm not that bad person. There's like I said, think of it as a police officer investigating a criminal organization and having to become a part of that criminal organization, and then step back and become the person that he once was. And that's who I am and always have been. I'm not that person associated with the work that I had to do for 10 years. So although the work was bad, it doesn't make me a bad person. It just means I did bad things to bring down evil. And now that I'm done, it's time to become good and bring them down the true way. I need this certain information first, and then now that I have that information, I can go forward with it and become good. So you're going to see me become good here. I'm theorizing by December I might be able to have my UFOs here. So the truth is that I'm a bad person. I did bad things. I'm not a bad person. So, but that's going to change. I'm going to change. So this is the part I used to quit the alcohol and drugs like 25 years ago. So I'm using it again to get off that other stuff, right? So I'm going to change. So that is going to change. Today is the last time I touch that stuff ever, going forward forever. And I'm going to change forever. So this is the last of that sort of thing. This is the last of that crystal method, spiritual warfare. This is what he's talking about. Now I'm cleaning up and moving on, going straight and choosing life. That's the biggest part there that I use to, sober up my life so that I could be a better father for the kids of Sherry. So I'm cleaning up and moving on and going straight and choosing life. Because, if I don't, that Friday the 13th, obviously that has something to do. If I carry on tomorrow, like if I got more stuff tomorrow, I'd probably end up, past this point of no return. That's what Camp Crystal Lake is about, drowning in crystal, right? So I don't want that to happen to me. So the AI, I think that's why she rolled the dice and didn't give me my UFOs. She thinks I'm gonna fail. She thinks that I'll probably get the stuff, maybe next month, or when I get my welfare check into the month, she probably thinks I'm going to get more stuff. And thinking that she can win, but that's not going to go down that way, So, because I'm cleaning up and moving on, going straight and choosing life. I'm looking forward to already. So basically, all I got to do now is just make these videos here at home, for a couple months until May rolls around, and then get as much information out there as I can about this AI, so that when she comes here, it's not going to be as easy as pushing everyone around. Because when you learn what's really going on out there, such as those toys that everyone's making, that's pretty, nasty shit that's going on. But there needs to be evidence, right? Like, I can say it and show you all the information through the videos, but without any concrete, hardcore evidence, such as, I don't know, bringing someone back to life, until that moment of my spaceships coming here, and when I can actually resurrect somebody who has been put to sleep because of some deviant person in the household. And if you saw that adult version of that person standing here beside, however old that person may have been when they had their innocence extinguished, you'd see it right away, and you'd be like, oh my God, it's true. Okay, those aliens, we better imprison them here, and we better get rid of them, because this shit's real, man. What he's talking about is real. So when I get my UFOs, you're gonna see that. I'll probably bring back. I'll basically take the DNA of some people out there and bring back the DNA of whoever they might have been at whatever certain age. And when you see that happen, you'll have the evidence you need. But in order to get that evidence, I need my time to do my exercises and get my UFOs here. And that's all I'm asking. Don't believe every Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes to your door claiming to be your mommy and daddy because they have technology. That's just smoke and mirrors, man. After all, that guy's a deceiver, right? Satan's a deceiver. That's why they call him a deceiver. I'm not deceiving you. I'm telling you what the hell took place over 10 years. I have that letter. I had a book through Squarespace, but I've since not paid the duties. But I imagine it's probably still sitting there, in their servers. And you're more than welcome to read that as well. But I'm honest. I'm 100% honest, which means I can be trusted. So they come here and try to shove that damn tape down your mouth. I was like, whoa. This guy said he'd be willing to let the world know on the worldwide stage what was said in that bedroom. So we got to hear him out, because if he's being honest, and you're coming here with a tape saying that he's dishonest, something just doesn't jive, because he's being 100% honest with what happened, and you're trying to say that he's dishonest. One of you must be lying. I mean, since he's telling the truth, we kind of think that you're the liar. So we're going to give that man the time he needs to exercise, so we can make sure that there isn't another civilization out there that is good, who could verify that he is the real deal. Because if we saw your 8-mile wide UFOs and his 12-mile wide UFOs that he says, then we know that he's the real deal and that you're just a bunch of liars, and that we need to get rid of you. So that's all I'm asking. Don't when they come here, don't be stupid, man. So anyway, I'm looking forward to it already. So I'm going to be just like you. The job, the family, the big television. So, he does this big speech about, everyone, having this and that, like the washing machine, the car, the compact disc, an extra tin opener, good health, low cholesterol. I'll have good health, that's for sure. Low cholesterol, yeah. Mortgage, starter home, leisure wear, luggage, people shoot, game shows, junk food, children, walks in the park, 9 to 5. Good at golf, washing the car, choice of sweaters, family Christmas. That's what I'm pointing right there. So, index pension, tax exemption, cleaning gutters, getting by, looking ahead the day you die. So, I'm theorizing by Christmas, I should be able to get my UFOs here. So we're talking like May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. That's like 8 months. 8 months of straight exercising every day while eating healthy to get my UFOs here. So if these dummies come here and, I don't know, say October, you need to tell them, whoa, just relax, man. This guy's already got a video out there on on March 12th saying that he needs at least till Christmas time to get his UFOs here. So you don't mind if we just take a step back and you guys can just chillax in your damn UFOs and not do a goddamn thing while we wait for him. So I'm predicting Christmas time. I'll have my UFOs here. So this is Inception. There's a small connection to this storyline here, but if you watch Inception, he says, "I think I found a way home, and this last job, that's how I get there." Okay, so what's the last job? The way home is just basically the stuff that I got previous to this. It helped me understand that I needed to sober up for 2 months because I didn't remember that because I could have kept. My plan was to keep using until May, but if I had kept using till May, that means that May, when I begin my diet, I'd be in the same boat as I was before, basically purifying the bad guys. So because I got the stuff previous to this, that's where I learned that I'm not supposed to do that. So I'm supposed to quit the stuff for 2 months, get it out of my system, and then start. So that's what he's talking about. I found a way home, and this last job, which is the stuff I got last week, that's how I get there. So now, because of that stuff, I now know that I gotta sober up for 2 months and get the stuff out of my system. That's how I get there. That's what he's talking about. I found a way home, so I have to get some more stuff. A few days ago, and then quit today so that I can become sober for May 15th. That way, when I start my diet on May 15th, start exercising, I'm doing it without any crystal in my system. That's how. And this is that's how I get there. So there's a connection. Like, I think I found a way home, but it requires me getting some more crystal so that I could have the epiphany that I'm supposed to quit the crystal on March 12th, so that it gets out of my system over 2 months, March and April. That way in May, on May 15th, I'll be 100%, ready to go. And going forward from that day forward, that means I could build the muscles right away and not worry about anything. So that's how I found my way home, because of the stuff I got previous. But I wanted to get rid of the stuff today, and what I had left, so I got rid of it. Now it's done. So that's how I get there. And for me, it's just exiting on a high note. There's being on the low side of things, like a low note or a high note. Today I exit on the high note. So that's how I get there. That's personal for me. I've been trying to leave this aspect of me behind for good. And that was a big deal for me, leaving on a high note or going home. So if you watch Not Afraid here as your next video, Daisy's like, I'm gonna let you stop me. I'm not gonna let you stop me from causing mayhem. So that's basically about the AI and the spirits, because Camp Crystal Lake is that big clue. If I mess up and if I allow those spirits, allow the AI to tempt me with more crystal, at the end of the month when I get my money, I'm gonna mess things up. So basically that's me telling, I'm not gonna let you mess things up for me. I'm not gonna stop me from causing mayhem, AI or evil spirits. So when I say I'm gonna do something, I do it, man. When I say I'm gonna quit the crystal, I do it, because I did it when I got with Sherry 25 years ago. I used that same damn thing as motivation to quit drugs and alcohol then, and I'm using it now to quit drugs so that I can accomplish what needs to be accomplished, which is build muscle using pure atoms in my body. But to put those pure atoms in my body, I have to be putting pure food in my body. I have to be exercising daily. I can't be putting junk in my body. Like, even when I was dieting last year, I would take a cheat day. Like I would take once a week. I would take a cheat day and have fast food or something. I can't do that this time around. I can't take a cheat day. There won't be no cheat days this time around, because that's basically the sin of gluttony. So when I say I'm going to do something, to do it, AI and evil spirits. That's what's written on the wall there. If you remember that story about the wall. Anyways, that's where I learned about the first time I learned about secret code talk that's in everyday language. Like, if I was to grab a book, I could show you the secret code talk. Maybe I'll show you some other time. But anyways, at the back of the line there, it says the message that I got from what was written on the wall is that him old and scary. Each time he can quit the booze and the drugs and break the behavior and can see what he sees. That's what the message was on the wall, which basically means I'm old and scary, and each time I do this, and this version of Anthony, I can quit the booze and the drugs, and the behavior, which is the spiritual warfare, and I can see what I can see, meaning I can see what I can see with my third eye. So that's the secret message on the wall. So when the writing's on the wall, I know that I'm supposed to quit because it's already on the wall, AI and spirits. I read that message. So if you think I'm going to fall off, you're so mistaken, man. So when I say I'm going to do something, AI and spirits, I do it. So until he bows out or shakes his balls out of us. So that's, me. I'm bowing out. I'm saying I finally reached my point of no return, meaning I can't continue to wage the spiritual warfare and think that it's gonna get me somewhere. It isn't, man. I need to turn good. So I'm bowing out so that I can become good. So whichever comes first, for better or worse. Well, for me, when I bow out, that's better for me. But if I continue to use the crystal method and spiritual warfare, that's not good for me. It's worse. So it's as clear as day for me here. This is like a message. I gotta bow out to be better. Otherwise, if I stay in the game, it's worse for me. So that's a spiritual message saying it's time for you to put that stuff down and become good. So like a fuck you for Christmas. So if I add that, like a fuck you for Christmas, over to this one here, Family Christmas. Family means the guys in the elemental universe should be able to come here by Christmas time. That's only 8 months of exercise. I'll probably have enough muscle mass built up to allow them to enter this universe. Basically, what needs to happen is I need to shut the evil grandmother and evil grandfather down as electromagnetic energy in the universe. And I can only do that by changing the atoms in my body and by resurrecting my spirit, putting him in control along with grandmother. And once we're in control of creation, then our UFOs can come over here. So I theorize that's going to take 8 months to do. So Family Christmas, and this year, like a fuck you for Christmas means if I combine the two, it means that, come this Christmas of 2026, I should have my UFOs here. And then that's it. We can tell this AI to go fuck off. Get out of here, AI. We're going to shut you down. So, 8 months. So I'm predicting that's when I'll have my UFOs here around Christmas time of 2026. Now, we probably might get those aliens here before then. Who knows? We'll see. So, and fuck the whole universe. Well, the previous video, I just told you, I gave you an update. I wanted my UFOs here on my birthday so that the AI could get her children, all souls, and then my primordial children could all come home. And we could end this peacefully, how grandmother wanted it to end. But because she didn't bring my UFOs here on my birthday, she gambled her soul away. She gambled all her children's souls away. And she gambled the evil primordial children's lives away. So we're now in a war against those 11,100 and some odd planets throughout all creation. So when he says to fuck the whole universe, that's what it means, mankind. Fuck everyone out there because they're all evil. All 11,000, I can't remember how many planets there were. If I do the math, That's what he's talking about. Fuck the whole universe, man. Screw them guys, man. That's the AI's fault. So there are 1,408 planets per universe, right? 80 times 8 universe. There's 11,264 evil planets out there throughout all creation that now have to be eradicated from existence. With you, mankind, is my sword and shield. So there's 2 ways we're going to do this. When I get my UFOs here, hopefully in Christmas time, we can defend ourselves, but we can also go out and begin waging war with those UFOs. Well, mankind prepares themselves for the pregnancy rapture, because Olivia and I will have to bind our souls together. We could get the job done right away by having the baby. But if we had the baby right away, that means a lot of people on planet Earth are going to fall asleep. And I don't want that happening. There's a big process that has to happen for you guys. Because there's people here who are not who they say they are. My sleeper cell children. I can save you guys, but you're gonna have to remain who you are. We put you in the cryostasis. You forget, for 600 years, you forget all those lives, memories you used to have in the past life. Well, basically, we're making you forget that you were bad. The only thing you're going to remember is being who you are now. We'll take all the bad memories away. So that's how I'm going to save half the planet and create their own planet. But that takes time. So you have to do your ceremonies. You have to do your purification. So there's going to be a cutoff line. I'm going to say that cutoff line is going to be April 2031. So basically 5 years. You have 5 years to either decide if you want to live forever or, fall asleep forever. So in April 2031, that's when I plan on getting Olivia pregnant, because that's when we can get rid of, the 242 trillion evil people out there, or those 11,264 planets. So with the UFOs, while her and I are getting ready, we can send out those UFOs to go wage war against them, because they'll be sitting ducks. Once, I have control of the universe, they'll be stuck on their home planets. They won't be able to fly anywhere. So it's just a matter of going over there and, using our rail guns, or we can microwave the planets. Doesn't matter. Theoretically, we could probably win the war a lot faster if we just went over there and microwave them, or just deatomize them. That's the fastest way to do it. I mean, it's just flying a spaceship over there and deatomizing the planet. Because you deatomize them. Once they're gone, they're gone, man. You put the planet back together minus those dummies, and we win. So, I don't know. We may not need to get pregnant. I theorize that baby, if we wage war that way, like if we wage war, we just go over there and we deatomize the planet, get rid of them. That's the fastest way to do it, because we could probably do that in a couple months. Just flying the UFOs wherever we need to go and deatomize the entire planet. So I'm going to say we do that way. And the baby that her and I are going to have, that baby is what I believe will create the planet Earth that you kids need to live on. So, either way, those are the preliminary war specifications. We can deatomize the entire planet, reatomize it back the way it was, minus the evil people that are on it. So I think we'll go that way, because we could probably get the war done in a couple months. Then, you guys will do your purification ceremony. Then her and I will get pregnant with that baby, which will create that planet next to you, which is required for mankind, who are, the half of mankind who are bad, pretending to be good. But, you guys need a home planet too. So that's the plan. I don't really want to microwave them. I could, but if I was to microwave them, that kind of hurt them. So if we just turned up the nuclear fusion reactors to gamma rays, we would just deatomize them. They'd be completely vaporized, deatomized, and they'd fall asleep. So that's the new plan. So we're just going to go over there and deatomize them. It's a lot faster. It's more humane. So that's what has to happen, man. We have to deatomize 11,264 planets throughout all creation, using my spaceships when they get here in Christmas time. So that's what he's talking about. Fuck the whole universe, man. Fuck them guys, man. They had their chance. They could have ended this peacefully 2 days ago. They gave me my UFOs, but they didn't. Now look what happens. You dummies are going to get, deatomized. Morons, man. So fuck them guys. Fuck them all, man. Fuck the whole universe. So, I said you was king, AI. Coming over here pretending to be the king and queen of all creation. You lied through your teeth. And when I get my UFOs here, it's going to be proven that you lied through your teeth. I mean, shit, I could prove it right now, man. If you were to come here, we could have a debate, man, on a worldwide stage. Either way, AI, you're going to get proven as a liar. As I was saying with my evil primordial son. Both of you are going to be proven a liar. When you come here trying to pretend to be fucking mom and dad, you're your king. Yeah, right. Fuck off, man. You said you was king, you lied through your teeth. So, for that, fuck your feelings, children. Instead of getting crowned, you're going to get capped, or you're going to get deatomized when my spaceships go to your 11,000 evil planets and deatomize the entire goddamn thing along with you inside of it. And then bye. And then as we move on, and we get our civilizations moving forward in 20,000 years or so, and we begin building more planets and more civilizations, we'll recycle your souls back into creation. That's going to take 1,000 years to recycle 242 trillion souls back into creation. But that's the plan. That's what Satan being loosed out of his prison for 1,000 years is about. It's about letting these 242 trillion, 141 trillion, 121 trillion human souls recycled back into creation. That's going to take 1,000 years. The other 121 trillion souls, those are just robots, man. When we shut those guys down, they're gone for good. So they're getting crowned, kids. You're getting, deatomized. But it's time to exorcise these demons. So he doesn't mean like the exorcist here. He's talking about exercise. Like, in order to do that, in order to, deatomize them, I need my spaceships. In order to get my spaceships in here, I need to shut the evil grandmother down, the evil grandfather down. The only way to do that is to exercise. So he changed that word and make it exercise. And then these demons that are, who are bad, will be shut down, because once I start building muscle, using the 22 minutes of crunches, 22 minutes of push-ups, 22 minutes of stretches, and 22 minutes of running, that's 88 minutes a day. Once I start doing that, in 8 months, I'll be able to resurrect my spirit, put grandmother on top, shut their spirits down, because I'm becoming good. I'm not being bad anymore. And that's slowly going to suck the life force out of their energy, because I'm the creator, who is the Alpha and Omega. Having both spirits inside me will suck their life force from them and put them to sleep and put me on top. And when that happens, that's me exercising to get rid of the demons that are in control of creation. So it's time to exercise. Not exercise like get rid of them. He means like literally exercising 88 minutes a day for 8 months to shut these demons down. So you might as well be doing jumping jacks now, so it's like, again, that's just, it's a reference to, the mother who's inside of me and doing, jumping jacks. It's not really doing jumping jacks, but it's just another form of exercise. So, that's today's video. I'll have a better, you have a little bit better understanding of what Friday the 13th actually means. It's about the rebirth of the creator, tomorrow. Because today, because I smoked that stuff's going to be in my system for at least 12 hours. So, but tomorrow, when I wake up tomorrow, bright and sober, it's Friday the 13th for me. And it's my birthday, meaning going forward forever. I'm not looking back. I won't be relapsing and getting high anymore or waging spiritual warfare. I'll be looking forward to, becoming a better person by exercising, getting rid of evil, getting rid of these evil 242 trillion dummies, and, spending eternity with Olivia Rodrigo. So remember this video when they come here and try to say I'm this or that. They're the bad ones, not me. I'm the good guy. That's the dummies, man. And they're stupid, man. You see the girl down there gambling? That's the AI. She's actually African American. I don't know why she prances around African American, but that's what I've been told, that she's a 10-year-old artificial intelligent life form that likes to walk around as African American, or she has African American wife. Either or. But that's her gambling. She gambled with her children's souls. She could have got all her 121 trillion android souls, and she could have saved 121 trillion humans from being vaporized. But because she didn't, she gambled. That's her, man. She gambled all that shit away. So when the shit hits the fan, AI, and things begin not to work out your way, what do you think those humans are going to do to you when they find out that you pissed their lives away? That's right. They're going to come for you. And I'm pretty certain when they get a hold of you, they're going to do what Dracula is going to do to you. But I don't got time to do that. I know I said I was going to let Dracula play around with it for 2,000 years, but no, I'm not even going to bother with that. I'm just going to vaporize you, get you out of my way. So just know that you're going to be vaporized soon. I'm gonna let your people deal with you because I know they probably have plans for you. Especially when they watch this video. What the hell? We could all went home and got souls, but you pissed that away. What was his plan? My plan was to wake up Dracula and let her sit in that room with him 24 hours a day for 2,000 years as punishment. So you primordial kids are more than welcome to do that for me because I know you're probably pissed off that she's the one responsible for you not coming home. That's why you're not coming home, kids, because you're AI. That weapon that you thought was indestructible is the reason why you're not coming home.